Shalom Aleichem, everyone. Good Shabbos, Shabbat Shalom is coming up. Tomorrow is Friday. There's a mistake that many artists make, and some people make in their minds when it comes to the story of Noach and the flood, the Parsha of Noach. And that's how many animals. So everyone thinks two of each, one male, one female. But if you look in the text says, Mikola behema hatehora tikachcha shiv'a shiv'a ish vishto. Umina behema shelo tehora hi shnayim ish vishto. So from the land animals, it says, from the pure animals, the pure meaning the kosher animals, you take 7 and 7. 7 males, 7 females. So if you ever look at a picture and you see 2 giraffes walking up the plank into the ark, that's incorrect. Giraffes are a kosher animal. There would be 14 giraffes, 7 pure and 7 male and 7 female. And of the animals that walk on land that are not pure, that are not kosher animals, notice it doesn't say tme'ah, impure. It says lo tehora, which the Rebbe has a whole sikha about that, for another time though. You take 2, 1 male, 1 female. So for example, tigers, 1 male, 1 female. Ox, kosher animal, be 7 males, 7 females. And what's the reason is because afterwards, Noach is going to have to make sacrifices on an altar to Hashem. I don't know if he eats some of it or not, or all of it's burned. Probably eats some of it. Which, by the way, is connected to the idea of one of the Noahide laws, that you're not allowed to eat Aver min hachai. You're not. All human beings are commanded to not eat live animals, and to not cause pain to animals, unnecessary pain to animals. After Matan Torah, we have shechita, but you have 7, and from the non-pure animals. And then when it talks about the birds, it says the words. It's very interesting. It says, and from the of means the flying things, or birds in this case, of hashamayim, the birds of the sky, shiva, 7 and 7, zachar nekeva, male and female. And the question that is very obvious is, well, are we talking here about pure birds, kosher birds, or not pure birds, lo tahor, of, not kosher birds? And the text does not specify. So the Rashi has explained, by the way, we're talking about kosher birds, 7 and 7, follows the same principle. For the non-kosher birds, like the eagle, like birds of prey, you only take 2. 1 male, 1 female. But the question is, why does it not specify not pure birds? And I think the answer, or a very subtle answer, is something very fascinating. When you look at the reality, the biological reality of monogamy amongst birds of prey, it's fascinating. For example, the peregrine falcon mates with 1. 1 male will meet with 1 female, and they will remain monogamous their entire lives. They will come back to the same place where they mated the year before with the same partner to make a family again every single year. And what's fascinating is, even in some cases, after one passes away, the other one will never mate again for the rest of its life. What's fascinating is if we look at human beings, and for example, you look at bears. Bears don't do this. It's a new partner every single year. Or other species are even more, there's more chaos. It's just coital interactions amongst different males and females of the species all over the place, all over the time. But there are clear systems that each species follows. When it comes to human beings, you can't put us in a box. Some of us accomplish true monogamous relationships our entire lives, and some of us do not. Some of us think that it's beautiful, some of us do not. Why are human beings so strange? And the answer is because, well, it's obvious that human beings have free will. One of the biggest problems of pre-flood world society was immoral relationships, incest, and married people not being committed to each other, not even working towards or even trying or even keeping at all in any sense the sanctity of a marriage relationship. And that's one of the key characteristics that the verses talk about Noah's family. They were married, they had wives, they were committed to each other. They went into the ark, they came out. So this is a proof. This is an interesting piece of evidence of the free will of a human being. A tree cannot have free will. From the plant kingdom, it can only follow what it was created, it evolved to do. Photosynthesis when the sun is out. When there is no sun, cellular respiration. It cannot deviate from that path, but a human being, Yetzer Hara it has, Yetzer Lev Hadam Raminu Rab, as the Torah says. We have an evil inclination and we have a good inclination, and we can choose good or bad. We have free will and we have ethics that apply to human beings. And that is one of the main messages here in Parshat Noach. And this comes back from Parshat Breshit, and we're building upon that we have free will. And with this free will, we can choose good and we can work upon ourselves. And that's a beautiful thing of being a human. We are not a malach, we're not an angel, we are not an animal, we are not like any other creation. We have Tselem Elokim, we have an image of God, a divine spark, we have a Yetzer Hara and a Yetzer Tov. And with these things we can engage in being human, which means sometimes making mistakes. But what that also means is we can work upon ourselves, and we can really, really do something truly special by choosing good. Shabbos, bye. See you guys maybe tomorrow, Friday.